On 61-60, Clark stepping back, travel. Tiffany Hayes putting on the pressure to make.
Warriors guard Brandin Podziemski badly trolled Caitlin Clark after her recent devastating loss to the Golden State Valkyries. The viral courtside incident has sent shockwaves through the basketball world as the NBA star mercilessly mocked the WNBA rookie during one of her worst performances of the season. But the chaos doesn't stop there. Indiana Fever head coach Stephanie White has suddenly stepped away from the team to attend to a personal matter, leaving Clark and her teammates in complete disarray during a crucial stretch of games.
What was going on with the chip is there, and what explanation were you given for the tech that you got?
I'll take the official questions. There wasn't an explanation for the tech that she got. I think it was pretty obvious that stuff was brewing. When the officials don't get control of the ball game, this is what happens. You've got competitive women, and when you allow them to play physical, they're going to compete, and they're going to have their teammates' backs. They got to get control of it. They got to be better.
Can you specifically detail what you mean by get control of the game, just to be in your words?
Get control of the game is call the fouls that are actually happening on the floor. Okay, not just if somebody swings and misses, consistently call the fouls.
Coach, do you think it's something pertaining to your team, or do you think this is a league-wide issue?
Well, I've seen quite a few dust-ups in the league so far, so I think it's a league-wide issue. I mean, bad officiating is bad officiating.
And then what did you make of Sophie Cunningham's flagrant foul on JC towards the end?
It was a flagrant foul.
Do you think it's like defending Caitlin or defending the team, or how do you view just how it all...
I view it as a flagrant foul.
Tonight, we'll break down this explosive trolling incident, analyze Clark's brutal struggles on the court, and examine what this chaos means for the WNBA's most watched team. Stay with us. Let's start with the bombshell that dropped just hours before Thursday night's game. Stephanie White, the Indiana Fever's head coach, and the woman tasked with guiding Caitlin Clark's professional career, has stepped away from the team. The announcement came with minimal details, just that White needed to attend to a personal matter. The timing couldn't be worse for Indiana. The Fever are in the middle of a grueling schedule, 5 games in just 8 days, including a 3-game West Coast road trip. Assistant coach Austin Kelly has stepped up as the acting head coach, and he's trying to maintain stability. During Thursday's shoot-around, Kelly told reporters, quote, "It's going to be the same. I think we are an extension of each other."
We had 8 in the third quarter, and I think that deflates you when you're trying to build up on a lead. We talked about this team is tough as nails, all right, and they never quit playing. It's in the film. We didn't do a great job of playing personnel, all right, and taking care of first things first at the point of attack. But I agree with her in that statement. We didn't bring it for whatever reason out of the locker room.
But here's the reality check. White was instrumental in the Fever's improved start this season. Under her leadership, they're 6-5, a massive improvement from last year when they didn't reach double 500 until their 33rd game. The sudden nature of this departure raises serious questions. In professional sports, when a coach steps away this abruptly during a critical stretch, it's rarely for routine reasons. We can only hope whatever White is dealing with isn't too serious. For now, Kelly and the Fever must navigate this uncertainty while trying to build on their early season momentum. Now let's talk about what happened on the court. And it wasn't pretty for Caitlin Clark and the Fever.
Here in Valhalla. And how could you not? Veronica Burton being huge in the mid-range with the handles, making Lexi Holt think twice. Go left, go right. I'm going to take this one right here. That's her spot. She's got 11.
The Golden State Valkyries handed Indiana a reality check with an 88-77 victory, but the story goes much deeper than the final score. Caitlin Clark, averaging nearly 20 points per game this season, was completely neutralized. She shot a dismal 3 for 14 from the field, went 0 for 7 from three-point range, and turned the ball over 6 times. For a player who typically shoots from the logo with confidence, being held without a single three-pointer was shocking. Valkyries coach Natalie Nikasi had a clear game plan, and it worked to perfection. She told reporters after the game, "We were being disruptive. We know she doesn't like physicality, and we know she wants to get back to that left step back." Golden State trapped Clark constantly, pushed her off screens, and rarely gave her clean looks. Nikasi explained their strategy. "She shoots from the logo, so you can't pick her up at a logo. That's a super comfortable shot. It's almost like a layup to her. The Fever actually led at halftime, but everything fell apart in the fourth quarter. Golden State outscored them 33-18 in the final period, turning a competitive game into a statement win. Clark finished with just 11 points, 5 from free throws and 9 assists, but her frustration was visible throughout the game. This was only the second time in her professional career she's been held without a three-pointer. But perhaps the most viral moment of the night had nothing to do with the final score. It involved Golden State Warriors guard Brandin Podziemski, who was sitting courtside. Picture this. Caitlin Clark attempts a step-back three-pointer, takes too many steps, gets called for traveling, the crowd erupts, and there's Podziemski, dressed head-to-toe in Valkyries gear, mockingly following Clark down the court from his front-row seat. The moment went viral instantly. Clark's puzzled smile to the officials, Podziemski's theatrical reaction. It was pure basketball theater. This incident highlights something bigger happening in the WNBA. The league's rise in popularity, largely thanks to Clark's arrival, is attracting attention from across the basketball world. NBA players are showing up to games, engaging with the product, and yes, sometimes trolling the stars. For context, Podziemski isn't just some random fan. He's a second-year NBA pro who averaged 11.7 points for the Warriors this season and made the All-Rookie team in 2024. His presence courtside and his animated reactions show how the WNBA has captured the broader basketball community's attention. But for Clark, being trolled by an NBA player probably felt like adding insult to injury on an already difficult night. This latest drama is just the newest chapter in what's been a controversial stretch for the WNBA, particularly involving Caitlin Clark. Just days earlier, the league was dealing with on-court altercations during the Fever's game against the Connecticut Sun. Clark was involved in a scuffle that resulted in multiple ejections and fines. The incident started when Sun guard J.C. Sheldon made contact with Clark's face.
Talking to the official. They're both going at it saying, hey, there's a little extra right there. Uh-oh. And Marina steps in.
Clark, frustrated, shoved back. But then Sun forward Marina Mabrey jumped in and pushed Clark to the ground, sparking a wider confrontation. Initially, Mabrey only received a technical foul, which confused broadcasters and fans. However, the league later upgraded it to a flagrant 2, meaning had it been called correctly during the game, Mabrey would have been ejected.
You can see Sheldon and Clark at the top of your screen. Whoa, 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 what do we got going on here?
There's a little extra right there.
Sheldon all over Clark, and they get into it a bit here. Caitlin Clark hits the deck.
It is getting spicy in Indiana.
And Marina Mabrey's going to get ejected. Marina Mabrey kind of blindsided Clark there. Oh, boy. Sheldon and Cunningham are getting into it. These two teams do not like each other. That's what this is right here, getting even.
There was another incident in the same game involving Fever guard Sophie Cunningham, who was ejected for a flagrant 2 foul and later received an additional fine from the league. These incidents raise questions about how opposing teams are treating Clark. Is this just competitive basketball? Or is there something more targeted happening? The physical play and confrontations seem to follow her wherever she goes. Despite all the drama, the Fever won that game 88-71 and clinched a spot in the Commissioner's Cup championship game.
Third quarter we go. They're trailing by 10. Keep an eye on her and J.C. Sheldon. Clark trying to back her down.
Clark is okay.
Sheldon, that was Clark, hitting her in the face. Clark is upset about that. Then everybody's upset about that. Marina Mabrey comes in. She decks Clark, tempers flaring on both sides.
So, where do the Indiana Fever go from here? The immediate challenge is clear. They need to regroup quickly. With coach Stephanie White away indefinitely, interim coach Austin Kelly must keep this team focused during a brutal travel schedule. Their next test comes Sunday against the Las Vegas Aces, a nationally televised game on ESPN. The Aces are perennial championship contenders, and facing them without their head coach and after a demoralizing loss will be a true test of character. For Caitlin Clark specifically, Thursday night might actually be beneficial in the long run. Every great player faces adversity, and how they respond defines their career trajectory. Clark has shown resilience throughout her basketball journey, from Iowa to the WNBA, and this is just another challenge to overcome. The league office has to be watching these developments closely. Clark is the WNBA's biggest draw, bringing unprecedented attention and viewership. When she struggles or faces controversy, it affects the entire league's narrative. One positive from Thursday. Aaliyah Boston had an excellent game with a double-double, showing the Fever have other weapons. And veteran Natasha Howard reached 4,000 career points, milestones that might have gotten more attention on a different night. The Fever sit at 6-6, still in a much better position than last season's struggles. The WNBA continues to captivate audiences, but not always for the reasons the league might prefer. Between coaching changes, on-court controversies, and viral trolling incidents, the drama surrounding Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever shows no signs of slowing down. What remains to be seen is how this young team responds to adversity. Can they maintain their improved play without their head coach? Will Clark bounce back from her worst performance of the season? And how will the league handle the growing intensity surrounding its biggest star? We'll continue following this story as it develops. The Fever's next game against Las Vegas on Sunday will be must-watch television, not just for basketball fans, but for anyone interested in how young stars handle pressure on the biggest stage. Thank you for joining us on Sports Central. We'll see you next time.
You can see Sheldon and Clark at the top of your screen. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What do we got going on here?
Oh, there's a little extra right there.
Sheldon all over Clark. And they get into it a bit here. Caitlin Clark hits the deck.
It is getting spicy in Indiana.
Oh, and Marina Mabry's going to get ejected. Marina Mabry kind of blindsided Clark there. Oh, boy. Sheldon and Cunningham are getting into it. These two teams do not like each other. That's what this is right here, getting even.
Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever have officially reached their breaking point with league officiating, and the message is clear. Enough is enough. After a chaotic game against the Connecticut Sun that featured 6 technical fouls, 3 ejections, and multiple scuffles, players and coaches are speaking out about referees who seem unable to control increasingly physical games. But this isn't just about protecting one player. It's about the future of women's basketball and whether the league can maintain its explosive growth while keeping its stars safe.
Third quarter we go. They're trailing by 10. Keep an eye on her and JC Sheldon. Clark trying to back her down.
Clark is okay.
Sheldon, fouls Clark, hitting her in the face. Clark is upset about that. Then everybody's upset about that. Marina Mabry comes in. She decks Clark, tempers flaring on both sides.
Tonight, we'll break down the controversial incidents, examine what coaches and players are saying, and explore whether the WNBA needs to follow the NBA's playbook to protect its most marketable stars.